So for this, you're gonna wanna get a little bit of your scrub. You can even make one at home if you don't have one, and just use some sugar and honey. Works just as well. You can also mix some coconut oil in there too, which will hydrate. Just take this and scrub it all around your lips. I have a mirror down here, that's why I'm looking down. Tastes good. Sure. And then you're gonna just use like a cotton pad or try to open this bag, or paper towel. Wipe off the excess. Make sure it's all off your face. And then you're gonna take any lip balm or Vaseline, lip mask, anything like that, and apply that to your lips. Let that sit. Because since we're going for natural, we're not going to be using lipsticks and things. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my moisturizer. I'm just using this one from Simple. My face always gets red when I mess with it. And then you can use your eye cream. I'm using one from Monat. I like it. But anyone will do. Rub it on your ring fingers. I'm just going to tap that in. It'll help plump and help you to reduce your any puffiness and dark circles, like that. So we're using less product later. We use our ring fingers because they have the least amount of strength to them, so they'll be gentler on the eyes. All right, once that's on, you can go ahead and prime your skin. I'm using a coconut skin smoothing primer. It's from First Aid Beauty. Plus this one smells really good. All right, so since we're doing a natural makeup look, I'm going to show you how you can make your own tinted moisturizer at home. That's going to help you keep it more natural. It's not going to be as cakey. A lot of people already know this trick. It's nothing new. It's nothing I created. It's just in case you didn't know, I'll teach it to you. So if you just take a little bit of whatever foundation you like that matches you, a little bit will go a long way. So just, if you're using a pump bottle, just use like a pump. And then you're gonna take, you can either use moisturizer, or I'm gonna use this, it's like the liquid highlighter from Becca. But any kind of moisturizer will work. I just like mine to be a bit more on the dewy side for a natural look. And then you're just gonna, so I've got those on the back of my hands, both of those, and just mix them together. Then you have a tinted moisturizer. And then we are going to, I'm just gonna use my finger to kind of spread it around the face. And then use your blender or your sponge to blend all that up. And I know that this will be different for people if they are either breaking out more than I am at the moment, or have better skin than I do, or whatever. It'll be different person to person. I'm just running whatever's left over on the sponge across my eyelids to cancel out any redness or veins or anything like that. Just that little bit evened out my skin quite a bit without it looking like I really have anything on. So skin still looks very natural. And then where I get a little bit more redness, again, add some more. Even though we don't have much on, you still want to just blend it into your neck. So even though we're doing very natural, I'm gonna still want to set with a little bit of powder at least underneath the eyes. If you get super oily, you can use a little bit of translucent powder all over the face. You don't want too much because it'll take away from that natural look and the natural sheen to the skin. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this on just like a little, you can use your sponge or whatever. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit, tap it off so there's barely anything on there. Make sure that there's nothing creased underneath your eyes already. Just tap it out. And then I'm gonna just roll this underneath here instead of if you start sweeping, you can actually start picking stuff up and making it look patchy. So if you just take this, place it, and then roll it in until you get a little bit of it already laid down. Once you do, you can gently sweep away any excess. And do the same thing to the other side. I'm just gonna press my brush anywhere that I don't necessarily want shine. Next thing we're gonna do is brows. Again, this is gonna be different person to person. I just like to brush through, and I'll do this kind of throughout. And then I'm gonna take this and start doing like little feathery motions to get those hair-like pieces. And I kind of start in the middle and then work towards the outer edge, and then I'll gently go through the front. Again, we're keeping it natural, so we don't want to go too heavy-handed on any of this. So now I just want to darken up the bottom of this inner corner of it. Thicken it up a little bit. So I'm barely putting any pressure on my brush, on my pencil either. Come through. I'm gonna do the other eye real quick. If you want to add a little bit of dimension to the face, we're not gonna worry about contouring or anything like that because we're doing natural. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of a very light bronzer, light for me. After I pick it up out of my pan, I'm actually gonna dust it off on my hand a bit. That just adds a little bit of life back into the skin. You can also pick up a tiny bit of blush and do that same thing. Pick it up out of your pan, tap it off. You can also tap some off on your hand. And the reason I'm kind of patting it instead of swiping it, because since we didn't set the entire face with powder, it can get patchy quickly if you start swiping stuff. And then we're gonna put on a little bit of mascara. I don't know if you guys can even see me. We'll probably do a couple of coats. And for my preference on myself, as I kind of pull it through, I also kind of pull outwards, so it kind of gives me more of that winged effect without having to do liner, but just on this outer portion. And then you can choose to put some on your lower lashes. I'm probably going to... Oh, one last thing, actually. There's always, obviously, there's so many steps you could add to this. You can always add extra steps. This is just very simplistic with things that most people already have. I'm gonna use a setting spray. I like this one from Morphe because it's a mist. And then you're done.